Carl Jung spoke of the persona, the mask we wear to meet the world. It is not a lie, he said, but a necessary illusion. Without the mask, society collapses. With it, the self suffers. So when you feel like an imposter, maybe you're not broken. Maybe you're simply awake to the fact that your mask is not your soul. Here's the thing. If you never felt like an imposter, that would be the real danger. Confidence without doubt is not competence, it's delusion. The tyrant, the cult leader, the con man. They never question whether they belong. And that is precisely why they are so dangerous. So yes, you doubt yourself. But bear with me. What if the doubt is proof that you're more real than the people who never ask the question? Why do we assume certainty is the goal? The oracle at Delphi said, "Know thyself." But to know yourself is to know your limits, your ignorance, your shadows. And that feels like fraud, because deep down you know the truth. The person they admire is only a fraction of who you are. The irony is painful. The more honest you are with yourself, the more fraudulent you feel to others. Let's go deeper. What if imposter syndrome is not a weakness, but a rebellion? A refusal to be hypnotized by the game of titles, applause, achievements. Because if you can stand in a room, receive their praise, and still think they don't really know me, maybe you're right. Maybe they don't. Maybe the self they celebrate is not the self that suffers, or doubts, or breaks. And maybe that hidden self is the only one worth knowing. Here's the irony no one talks about. The further you climb, the louder the fraud becomes. You wanted success to silence the voice, but success is gasoline on the fire. The world crowns you, and the imposter inside laughs, if only they knew. But the Greeks would call that laughter a gift. It is hubris, pride, that blinds men, and it is doubt that saves them. So maybe you are an imposter. Maybe we all are. And maybe the real fraud is not the feeling, but the culture that tells us we should never feel it. What if the only true imposter is the one who never doubts, never questions, never pauses to ask, who am I, really? Because here's the thing. To feel like an imposter is to be human. To never feel like one is to already be lost. You've just been watching the Silent Climb Studio, a place where silence speaks louder than noise. If this message stayed with you, subscribe and leave your voice in the comments. Together, we're climbing toward clarity, step by step, in a world that often forgets to pause. See you in the next video.